Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and well, this is Cyberpunk 2077. It runs like shit, but that was to be expected because I wanted to make this video before not to expect good performance, and well, those claims are now backed up. Now, I'm not an idiot. I know that this is a proper true next gen game. This is pretty much pushing every PC that is out there. So I'm not expecting this to run well on my 1050 Ti. I would have loved a little bit more performance though. But, you know, it is how it is. Now the gameplay you're seeing right now is on high. So this will serve as the benchmark for high. So just look at the FPS, look at everything. I know the temperatures seem a little bit high, but this is a laptop, so keep that in mind. Other than that, I do have an overclock, a slight overclock applied. So the performance in this is actually desktop 1050 Ti level performance. Keep that in mind as well. I know there are some spikes going to 92 degrees. I don't know, that's actually something wrong with the software, not my hardware. It's not actually going that high. If I looked at the Intel one, there are no spikes. But anyway, this is high. But now we move on to something even more ridiculous. That is ultra. Because why not? And you know, the image looks nice. The image quality is really good. Everything else is not. It is currently running at 17 frames per second, dropping down to 16 to even 15 at times. So like it's between 15 to 17 FPS. It's not good. It ain't good. And the reason why I'm using driving, or in this case motorcycle riding, as the benchmark, it's because this is the most intensive thing I could find. Like the gunplay and this, like if there's very intense gunplay going around, and if you're driving, the frame rate pretty much dips to the lowest. And in the city as well, we are in the city, so there's that. So right now on Ultra, this is how it runs on a 1050 Ti, which is fine because when I played Black Flag back in the day, I played it on an HD 4000, and this is the frame rate that I got there as well. So I'm used to it actually. It's not that bad. Anyway, moving on. From Ultra, I go to Medium because as I told you, the beginning gameplay was on high. So that was the benchmark for high. Oh, this reminds me, do subscribe to my channel for more content because of course there's more content coming. And dropping down to Medium, it's better. It's now in the low 20s at least. And if I get off the bike and, you know, say what the... And also there's this bug right now where the textures just don't load. It takes a long time for the textures to load in. It's a stupid bug, but it's there. So right now if I'm even walking, the frame rates take a little while to stabilize. And as you can see, it went up to like 27. Alright, let's go. Right, so as you can see, it's somewhat playable, but I wouldn't recommend these settings as well. Now moving a slightly lower than that. Oh god, even the menus are slowing down. Alright, target frames per second. I'm not touching resolution scaling just yet. Field of view 80, quick preset, okay. So this is low. And the one thing which might immediately jump out to you, for some reason, the reflections on low are actually better in some ways. Because in medium, in high, and even not in ultra, but in medium and high, we had these blocky artifacts in reflection. But in low, that's not the case. So is it a bug? Is it some sort of a setting that's doing it? I don't know. I need to check that. But of course, I didn't have much time with the game. I just got it. But as you can see, it is very playable. At low settings, I should have done that. But it's actually very playable. It's not at all as if you can't play on this. So if you're someone who is okay with slight dips here and there, it is very playable. As we go far away from the city, it actually goes up the more above 30 FPS. It goes to around 35. But in the city, it will stay pretty much close to 30. Now, that might be enough for mere mortals, but it's not enough for me. I need something more, and I think I need something more stable. So for me, I need to go even lower than this. Yeah, so what I am going to do for this case is reduce it further. the further. Okay, what am I doing? Anyway, so static fidelity cast, we need that for resolution scaling because it's some sort of a sharpening thing. And so even if we lower the resolution, it sharpens the image. It's not as good a solution as we had in maybe Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Valhalla does it really well because Valhalla actually does reduce the resolution. The thing is, it upscales it back to an acceptable image quality. This one does not. This one has issues. But anyway, let's push it down to 80 because again, the reason why it has issues, it has more reflective surfaces and that is why you can see it more. In Valhalla, you can't see it really because the reflective surfaces are not that prevalent except for the water. So here you can notice it more. I mean, there are still image differences even in that game, but this is the reason why it's more prevalent here. Alright, resolution scaling to 80. And as you can see, right now, perfectly playable. Now, I'm not saying I'm not pushing this to like 60 FPS or anything ridiculous like that. Right? For instance, it did go to 40. But in the city, it's pretty much going to stay around that 35 mark. And that is fine with me. I know the image is really blurry. And in fact, I might go to the NVIDIA control panel and actually, enable like stuff from there. Because you can also sharpen the image from the NVIDIA control panel. That might be useful. But other than that, yeah, this is good. This is completely playable. But I have reduced it to 80. Now, of course, you can go for a balance in this situation and just reduce it to 90% of the resolution. Hold on. Where is it? Yeah, 90%. There we go. And it is still very playable. The image quality is slightly reduced, but you will always get a 30 FPS. Like, other than some dips into 29 maybe sometimes, but who cares? We have a 1050 Ti. Like, anyone who's watching the video has a 1050 Ti or something comparable. So, this is how you need to go with this game. This game is the new Crysis. This is the Crysis for the next gen. Oh, that's actually a really good title. Crysis for next gen. Okay. Anyway, this is how you run the game. I will play around, experiment with the settings, and I will come out with another video as to what settings you should use and which setting has what kind of impact on the game. I will do that as well, because this video is basically 1050 Ti or lower. But in case you have somewhat of a higher graphics card, I will still come out with a video where at least I'll be able to tell you what kind of settings you need to use and how you need to utilize them. But overall, this game is pretty much performing as expected. Now, would I tell you to go out and buy this game? If you're playing on a 1050 Ti, or if you're playing on my graphics card and you have a decent enough processor, yeah, go get it. But there's a but here. If you're on something lower, I will not recommend this game to you, or at least not right now. So now I know they are going to patch a lot of things. Performance is definitely going to improve. But right now, as it stands, this is not a good experience to have. Like, especially on lower end cards, even something that is even lower than this. So a 1050 Ti, you are set, go for it, buy the game, enjoy the experience. But anything lower, probably not. But that concludes this video. So if you do like the video, then consider pressing that like button. If you are not on a potato like I am, then tell me what the performance is like on your PC. I know for a fact at least one of my subscribers has a better PC than me. So yeah, do let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. So stay tuned to my channel, because as I said, I will be coming out with the optimized settings video. Now, technically these are my optimized settings, like low and the reduced settings. But of course, as in every game, there is always headroom to tinker. So yeah. Anyway, that concludes the video, and I will sign out. So, peace.